Hey y'all! You know, every once in a while we have to do one of these thought experiment videos. I see new little twists on them come up here and there, and I was like, I like that one because it makes me think, and it is what I would buy first. Like, if I truly lost all my makeup, like, this is what I would buy first. It's not like, oh, this is my ideal collection. These are the things that are like essentials and like top of my list or whatever. It's like, I'm going to the store, I'm buying a new face of makeup, and it's my money. You know? There's none of the like, oh, I've had this for a while, or oh, I've got Sephora points, or oh, I got this in PR. It's like, uh-oh. I want it to be excellent. And I'll go ahead and preface this for people who might be new here, but like, this is not going to be an affordable drugstore kind of hypothetical haul, okay? If I lost all of my makeup, the first things that I would buy would be the nicest things that I own, okay? Like, I would be like, distill it down to the finest, you know, because I'm worth it. We're all worth it. So yeah, I've got a box. It's a box of things over here, and we're just gonna jump right in. And if you're not new here, a lot of this is not gonna be a surprise at all. I like this thought experiment too because it's not just about like what's the best, what would my like top picks for somebody be? It actually has to come together as a face of makeup that is outstanding and has options, you know? So we're just gonna begin at the beginning here. Yes. If it came down to it and it was my money, I would repurchase this. Okay, this was sent to me in PR, but I would buy it. This is the Victoria Beckham by Augustinus Bader Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer, and it does something, okay? Like, especially with the foundation that I chose. Can you guess which one it is? Can you guess? I bet you can. But I would be on the fence as to whether I would want the clear one or the golden one because I like having the option to deepen my foundation. I think I'd probably go for the golden one because if I needed to like prime with something else, I could always use a finishing spray to actually prep my skin with. And most times out of the year, I think that the golden one would probably behoove me. That's a toss-up. I don't think I'd buy both. If it were me currently right now, I would go for the one that doesn't have any pigment in it. See? It's a difficult thought experiment, right? But it's like your money right here, right now, attached to it, and it has to make a face of makeup that you're like investing in for yourself. I like it. I like having to think like that. All right, everybody, say it with me. What's the foundation we're buying? And it's the Chanel Sublimage Le Temps. And I understand that this isn't everybody's favorite thing. I've gotten some comments lately about like dehydrated skin and mature skin and it not being quite as kind. I am turning 36 tomorrow, so that's the angle I'm coming from. I don't have skin that looks fantastic in every situation anymore. It does have to be accommodated by my products, which is why I'm choosing the ones that I'm choosing. And I will say, I used my new face this morning and you know, it has this, it's like a, what do you call it? Like a micro current thing where, you know, it's exercising the little muscles on your face. And I used the aloe thing that they use as like the conductor stuff. Am I okay? I don't think I am, but either way, the stuff doesn't wash off. You're supposed to just kind of rub it in. And then I just tried to put my makeup on top of it and it took it a really, really long time to look okay. Like, it matters. It matters what my skin prep is and everything. And so the delicate balance of this particular foundation makes such a huge difference for me. It really is a formula that doesn't just look awesome when I wear it or like feel awesome when I wear it or whatever, but also like my skin loves it and looks better day on day on day. There are so many foundations where I've had to really like think hard about like, why is my skin kind of like very, very gradually getting worse? You know, like drier, more dehydrated, just like, you know, acne, whatever. And a lot of times it's because I think a foundation is working, but with all the combination of all my skin prep and everything like that, it's just slowly degrading the microbiome or the quality or the moisture or whatever of my actual like, you know, visible skin layer, my visible skin layer, instead of improving it. And this is improving it. And it's got such a delicious texture and it has a really beautiful variable coverage level. Like, it looks like skin. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It looks like skin and it has a beautiful kind of like bouncy finish to it, but you can build it up quite a bit and get like good full coverage, or you can put it on super, super thinly and it doesn't ever gather in your pores or like, you know, look like it's fighting you. It costs a fortune. It's $135. It might have even gone up. All the prices go up when we have our backs turned lately. I'm pretty sure this is still like $135 and it's just so nice. And it's like the only foundation that I want to use pretty much ever. So this was an easy one. And you're probably like, okay, you know, tell us about the Sublimage concealer, right? I love it. I do, but if I were buying a face of makeup that was going to need to be as versatile as possible for all, like this is basically just a slightly more concentrated version of that foundation, you know? And so it's like, I would want a little more versatility than that. I would go, good news, it's, you know, quarter the price. This is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I was thinking back on this. I was actually part of the big reveal of this concealer when it came out. And I have to admit, like, you know, because Kosas sent it to me and I was like, you know, basically doing a sponsorship to review it, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is clouding my judgment. And would I like love it less if like, you know, I was being completely like clear-headed about it? Like you wonder sometimes. And like, this has stood the test of time. I'm like, I'm so proud that I got to be one of the people to help like show this to the world because it's remarkable. I was like, I wonder if maybe I'm just like not using it a million times and I'm not seeing like the bad things that could happen to it. I haven't found one yet, okay? I have a lot of concealers, I have a lot of great concealers. I have not found something I dislike about this concealer yet, okay? And that's been literally years ago. I love her, and it has a lot more coverage and it's kinder to my under eyes, not because the sublimage is not lovely on my under eyes, it's because this likes powder more. And so when I powder my under eyes, it doesn't get all weird and crepey, which is something that I have encountered so much lately as we're coming out of winter. My under eyes are so freaking dry. And it's like, every time I powder, I'm like, oh, I regret everything. I regret that concealer. I regret that powder. I regret waking up this morning. You know what I mean? Like this though, it just hides a world of sins. It's got a little more coverage, it has a little bit more of its own self-setting finish, and it doesn't absorb as much powder, so it's not gonna break up on you as much and look weird when you have like really dehydrated under eyes. Like I'm gonna pull back out my Beauty Pie under eye primer because, or maybe the Becca or something, because like my under eyes need freaking castor oil right now. It's that bad. It's making them, oh, they just look wild. I'm like kind of glad that you can't see super well. I've been really leaning on that Paris filter on my stories. I'm like, ugh. Now, I did deliberate a little bit on the contour and bronzer because I wonder if I might go with the Patrick Ta. Like if it came down to it, you know, if I was like at Sephora, maybe I would buy the Patrick Ta Duo because those colors are unbelievable. They're so beautiful. But then I thought, I love this so much, then I wouldn't have this. And this is my Ombre Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick. This contour is just, it's everything. It is the truth and the way and the answer. I just love it so much. This is just such a good, highly pigmented formula that disappears into the skin as far as feathering at the edges. It's so gorgeous and you hardly use any of it. Like it's hilarious how far it goes. I think that's what I like about it the most is that it doesn't complain with other products, other finishes, other textures of product because you have so little of it on in order to get the effect, and it comes in a bunch of colors. And I think that it is the best, it's the best thing in my collection for accomplishing this, you know, especially for the money. The packaging leaves something to be desired, okay? This cracked and now it doesn't stay on. You know, you win some, you lose some. This is also why I'm like a luxury packaging snob, is I'm just like, well, you know, when these fail me, like, whatever. I've had this for ages and I will continue using it. Now, you'll find actually that all of the like cheek products that I have, I would have a powder and a cream. It's just who I am, and it's not because of options, it's because I use both. It's because I get into this like painterly flow when I'm doing my makeup, and like without fail, I get done with my eyes and everything like that, and I decide that I need more on my cheeks. And I'm probably, after powdering and everything, not gonna go in with more cream. Cream, powder, cream, not the best. It gives me anxiety, you know? It's possible, but it gives me anxiety. And so I do like to have powders that I can kind of finish with that do the job without getting muddy and weird. And one of those is this contour right here. I'm pretty sure you can only get this on the Natasha Denona website and maybe like Beautylish. I don't think Sephora has it anymore, but the Natasha Denona contour sculpting powder, it's just a really fantastic color, you know? It's a great cool tone that doesn't go too gray. Like if I get it errantly kind of up too high on my cheek, I don't end up looking like I'm dirty, you know? That's the big fear, right? That's the big pejorative that everyone's afraid of. It's like, oh God, she's got a stripe of dirt on her face. It's not gonna do that. And I actually really love that it does a good job camouflaging my hairline, and not necessarily like, my point is, you don't want that line of like your contour and then like you see this like glowing line in your hair. So I like to use a powder for that, because if you put a cream up in your hairline, well, and you got cream in your hairline, that's just not ideal, is it? So that's the contour powder I would choose. Now let's talk about bronzers, shall we? This was a tough one for me, but at the same time, I like cleared my head and just went, oh, makeup by Mario. It's hard because he also has a lot of bronzers, but like this is the one. And second place, I know I shouldn't be even saying second place. That's not the thought exercise. I do really like the Thrive one. I haven't been using it long enough for it to, but it's what I'm wearing today. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard, you know? We're gonna go with Makeup by Mario for now. Mainly I love this because for the same reason that I was talking about maybe wanting the Golden Victoria Beckham primer, it's really, really good at like almost undetectably giving more richness to your skin tone. So if your foundation isn't quite with you on your like recent sun exposure, you can bring your skin to life with this. So this is specifically the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Don't get too close. It's got cat hair in it. It's so gross. And I have talked to a lot of y'all that are like, why does it do that? Because they'll be like, you know, it's like you have it open or whatever, and like maybe your brush had some, and it just embeds itself in the product. It's vile. Like I want to just take, oh, it's so gross, but the brush doesn't pick it up. It just keeps shoving it down in there. I don't know, man, physics. But yeah, I'm just gonna do one of these. It's a great color. And just to, you know, further antagonize Tom, this is the only brush I use it with. This is the 105 from BK. Look at the fit. This is like my son's ultimate satisfaction. Like he loves when things fit perfectly into other things, and like the way that just is the entire size of that pan, and that way you can just kind of distribute it super evenly, and it's very, very even on the ends of the brush. That is a kink of mine, you know? I really like even color distribution, and I enjoy this greatly. Plus, even though it's sheer, because it is sheer, it's not gonna be this like wildly high impact thing. It has this sort of slip to it that it just doesn't disturb the makeup underneath it as much as you would think, or at all. I would think that it would, and it doesn't, kind of thing. And it doesn't even really need to be like that much product on your skin. It's a very special, ingenious little formula, just the way that it works, because it's very slippy. And so I feel like it kind of absorbs into the rest of the makeup, and you can still, you know, after a minute or two, apply powder to the top. It's not that big of a deal, you know? I don't know why. You would think it'd be gummy, but it's like super lightweight. So this was such an instant favorite for me too. Like it was another one where I was like, when am I gonna like hit the point where I'm like disappointed by this, you know, where I just kept trying, and I was like, yeah, but like something's gonna go wrong, right? Like it can't be this easy. And it just was. So aside from, and that's why we have this nice frosted front on it, aside from the cat hair that's embedded in there, it's an absolutely delightful bronzer. And it's just really good for that like initial adjustment, because I'm sorry, regardless of what time of year it is and what type your skin tone is or whatever, your cheeks are probably a little bit more pigmented, flushed, whatever, than like here, you know? And so just putting that there instantly enlivens your complexion. The powder bronzer would be this. This is the Gucci bronzer. I'm telling y'all, it wouldn't be a cheap trip to the mall, okay? It would not be a cheap tippy tap on my keyboard to order things online. If I'm gonna order it, it's going to be the greatest. And so I love this stuff so much. This is like the ultimate pale girl bronzer because it's so rosy. Look at that. This is 3 or 4 different products I have on my cheeks right now to like achieve this look, like this color. And yes, I would still repeat those steps because I like the dimension, you know what I mean? Like we have contour, we have bronzer, we have blush, whatever, but like local color is about the same, you know? It's because it's just such a good pale person bronzer color. And the packaging is divine. Okay, I don't care who you are. That's great packaging. Did I distill it down to 2 blushes? Yes, I did. Yes, I did, okay? And I am proud of me. The first one is this. This is the most default of all default blushes, and I can't stop using it. I like the peach one, but it is it is bright. It is not something that I would think of as my initial repurchase what I need default blush. It's like a bonus, you know, it's like a really nice to have thing, but this would be the one that I would wear every single day and feel totally fine. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, just in the original Pillow Talk pink. It's this really, yes, Nicolette, it's desaturated. That is a very muted pink, and the way that it goes on my skin just looks right at home. And it's so easy. You have this, and then you have your little 112 from BK. Where is she? There she is. Ooh, she already needs another bath. Yeah, this thing is an absolute it's a godsend. I watched Lisa J, the owner of BK Beauty, use this to blend cream blush, and like then it came in the mail and I was like, oh, we're off to the races. Like, game on. It's so excellent. It's so excellent for blending that product. So yeah, it's this little duo right here. It's gonna give me like the perfect natural flush cheek. And yes, I did also pick a powder blush, and that is the Haute Labs in Pomelo Peach. This is another one where I just keep using it and I keep going, yeah, when is this gonna disappoint me? When am I gonna like arrive somewhere where I'm like, you know, I have a drawback? Not yet. Not yet. Every single time I use it, I'm just like, oh God, that's just absolutely incredible. And I remember seeing it in the pan and online, and I was like, that's gonna be wild, especially because I had just tried the new ones from Danessa Myricks at the time, and they are tenaciously pigmented. But this one has such like versatility to the formula, so excellent. I love the bronzer too, but this color right here, so it's like we're talking about something rosy and quite natural on my skin. This is like a healthy like surge to my skin. It's gonna give my skin like this boost of flush that might not look like exactly what would happen naturally, but it's like better than nature. This is gonna mimic nature. This is gonna take us over the top, you know? This is gonna look like I'm ovulating. So yeah, that's the duo, and I like to have options. Like, I have a pink version of this and I have a peach version of this, but if I was just gonna buy two, it would be the pink one of this one and the peach version of this one. Plus, you can use this in your eye looks and everything. Girl, forget about it. Oh, setting powder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's say it together. Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Airy. If you don't believe me, look at it. It's so nasty. No, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll buy another one. But I love this stuff so much. It is the true angel skin. Like, what I have underneath my eyes today is actually the Make Beauty powder, and it did not like the concealer I put it on, and it also did not like that new skin, like, you know, whatever I had on my the aloe stuff. I don't know what it's called. Regardless, it didn't like it, and so it like clung to it, and then it broke up, and I don't know. Even my foundation didn't go on right today. It's just been a day. This is the most versatile, most foolproof powder, especially for someone like me who doesn't need a ton of oil, well, I don't need any oil control. Yeah, I just need something that kind of changes the texture on my skin. So that's what this does, and nothing more, and it gives you just like the perfect angel glow. Let's talk about eyeshadow, because, okay, so my eyeshadow game is sexy sparkly, okay? And I want the sexy to be subtly sexy, and I want the sparkly to be subtly sparkly, you know? And like, do I like to iterate on that sometimes and like really go in and get like full dystopian cowgirl fortune teller? Absolutely. And that's why we have options. That's why the Anastasia Rose Metals palette exists, okay? Outside of this thought experiment. But within this thought experiment, I have two that I think I could just ride all the way home. You know what I mean? And one of them is this. I know, right? This is just, again, I keep waiting for it to disappoint me, and it doesn't. I like it so much, and you can order whatever colors you want. It's not set like this, but these shades are called, oh, khaki, let's go. Let's go. We have, chocolate noir, I wanna say. Chamois, I will list them down below if I'm wrong. Well, I'll list them below anyway. Ombre and Haute chocolate. This is from Surratt. It's all I need. It's all I need. Now, I mean, the Victoria Beckham ones, would that I could? Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? But like, I still would probably end up coming back to this. I would miss this more if it weren't there than I would miss those if they weren't there. Hence the decision that I made. So either way, just the balance of warm and cool, the balance of these gosh darn diddling textures, okay? The formula on these eyeshadows is just off the charts. It's so good. So that is why I would choose this as like my basic quad. And I don't don't know, it flew under the radar for a second. I don't know if y'all noticed the important landmark that we crossed over. I found my ideal basic quad. It was something that I was in pursuit of for so long. And you know what? I think that they have a metaphor for that, a euphemism. Holy Grail? Yeah, it's like that thing you're searching for a long time and then you finally find it. I think I found my Holy Grail quad. It's just perfect for what I need, you know? So it's a landmark that we need to like call out. I found my perfect quad. In fact, they found it for me. And then, because I want sexy, subtle sparkle, yes, this is the one that like, I'm telling y'all, when I'm in like dumb mode, you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, I don't know, just get the makeup on my face and I want to look hot. Hourglass, Scattered Light, Eyeshadow in Ray. It's like the perfect marriage of like bedroomized brown and that little touch of like apricot-y warmth. It's so beautiful. I can almost never justify not using it. Like the only reason that I don't have it on my eyes today is because I'm wearing Celestial, what's his face? Starlight Symphony. Okay, Khaki. my flash drive is full, but yeah, I'm wearing a Starlight Symphony from Phytosurgeons, and I just wanted it to kind of stand alone in its neutrality. And this is decidedly warm, but warm is my comfort zone. I wanted to get a little outside my comfort zone with this one like today. I know everybody's like, oh, this is a warm collection. For me, it's pretty neutral. You know what I mean? Neutral colored, but I freaking love it. It's so gorgeous and it wears all day. And it like really works well with other powders. It's not what we're talking about right now, okay? But I love it. This goes on top of everything and I can get this look from it. I mean, not this color, but like this texture of just like the scattered light, or I can build it the hell up and get the full dystopian cowgirl fortune teller out of it, you know, where it's just like that almost like red eye, where it glitters and glows in almost a little bit of a sick way. If you put enough of this on, you can achieve that. It's a really majestic little pot of product, and yeah, I've been using it so much lately. I've been reaching for it so much. I think that there was for a long time this pressure in my mind to keep circulating what I like using every day. And what happens when you get in that mindset is you start to like see things as expired because they came out a long time ago. And like these things, I mean, people always say like things in your closet don't have an expiration date. Makeup actually technically does, but I started to just go, you know what? I want to use what I want to use. And I saw that, and you know, you just know because you have like the Marie Kondo, the spark of endorphins, right? And I saw it and I was like, that stuff is just incredible, okay? And like, I would not hesitate to recommend it to anybody, especially since they have other shades. It's not like that's the only shade that they have, so you can pick out the shade that you want, but like, I don't think anybody would be disappointed by that formula and the appearance of it. All right, I have to be honest. If I was like going for brow products, I mean, I love a good fancy brow product, I do, but like, I'm not sure I'd go out of my way to buy one. Like, I appreciate them. Like that Surratt pencil that it's weighted, like that is icing on my cake, if you will, and I'm not sure you want to, but either way, moving right along on that metaphor, I would go for this. I would still go for the Make Blade line. Don't know where the lid is. No idea. Somewhere, I mean, it's in this room. It's for sure in this room. But it's hilarious because I would never have seen myself before I tried this as being the kind of person who wants a pencil that looks like that. You know, it's a dash shape. But like, it gets the job done really fast. I don't need to draw in individual hairs because my brows are already pretty full, but this does halfway between, you know, giving me like full like matte marker brow and having to be so tedious with like a teeny tiny precise pencil. That's why it's a wide world of these kinds of options, because everybody's different needs, you know, and your eyebrows are definitely a good example of that. Like some people really do need something that is gonna like stick on their skin and look like real hair. And these little pins are great and everything with the little prongs on them, you know, like fantastic. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I have experience with getting the darn things on and it not being a freaking weird color, okay? Because like I've had some that I'm just like, what? This doesn't exist in the human realm. This is cool brown, and that is a dead ringer for my hair color. So yeah, once again, you know, Make Beauty, they just always have it. And it's like not wildly expensive. It's expensive, but it's not like Surratt expensive. It's just it's a fantastic pencil. I think it's refillable. It's refillable! Ah, talk about icing on my cake. I'm gonna get demonetized. It's refillable, so all you have to do is repurchase this little bad boy. So, I mean, the Surratt one is too, but either way, like, this is freaking cool, right? I would want to clean the spoolie. Can you replace the spoolie? Ugh. Anyway, that's what I would pick. And for like brow pomade, I think I'd probably just go for the Kosas. You know, Kosas medium brown and Kosas clear. Hello? Hello?
Well, hello, it's Betty, and I'm following up with the information requested about Medicare Advantage plans. Do you currently...
Okay, we're in the home stretch here. Eyeliners. Oops, I love this. Again, we are here with the Smoky Eye Baton from Surratt because I can't explain why this is so great, but I can't put it down. I did start using a brush with it, which is, you know, pretty typical of me. It's that teeny tiny one from BK. I mean, it's the small, y'all, it's the smallest brush ever. It's so tiny. Look at it. This is the 208. It's so small. But yeah, I use that to kind of, you know, refine this. This wears all day. It's really beautiful. And it also has our little friend over here, which is this powder, which is going to remove all frustration from your life about your eyeliner not getting into your lash line. Because it's something that drives me absolutely insane, is when you have that weird kind of glowing line. It kills the whole illusion of looking like you have thicker eyelashes. So it's just so brilliant to have that little sponge tip that just sticks, literally only sticks to the eyeliner. So it just, you pat it on there, at least to my eye, it just looks like magic. So I have quickly, it's been a torrid love affair. And then I'm still not ready to let go of this, okay? Because this is the best, like, quote unquote liquid eyeliner that I've ever used, and it really does a fantastic job of, especially if we're talking about like a versatile face of makeup in like a capsule, which is the thought experiment. The Hindash Color Fluid in Thorn doesn't just perform beautifully as a long wearing eyeliner, but you can use it as an eyeshadow. You can use it as an eyeshadow base. It can, I mean, you can use it anywhere really, but it's so tenacious, it's so beautiful, and it's so versatile. Like, you can just blend it and buff it out like a regular powder eyeshadow, but it'll last all day. And then you could just put a liner on top of it, like with this, and you would still have this gorgeous soft shape. Hindash makes makeup that Hindash's makeup aesthetic looks the best with, and everything is just soft. It's just so beautifully soft. Like, you can get graphic lines from it, of course, like he does, you know, the hero line and things like that, but like, always the option to have this beautifully flattering softness. And that's what this does. And I love it so much. I love it so much. Then we have my mascara of choice. Now, have I been dabbling in a lot of other mascaras lately? Yes, I have. And they've all been tubing mascaras because I got a sty. And I'm pretty sure it's because, like I said, I'm not disciplined enough to actually wash regular mascara out of my eyes, apparently. And so tubing mascara is the answer. And there are such great tubing mascaras on the market. Right now, I'm wearing the Hourglass one. I like it very much. I love the one from Surratt, but like, this is still always gonna be the one, you know? This is the Thrive one, and it's brown. I love a brown mascara. It does come in black too, but I would buy the brown. It's just the truth in the way, you know? Like, this is always going to be a mascara that I absolutely adore. For lips, two things. One, the Thrive lip liner in khaki, because it is a color that was literally devised specifically for me. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. Nothing dials up the like doneness of a makeup look like lip liner, to the point that sometimes, or most of the time lately, I skip it because I have so much like doneness everywhere else. You know, I've been really concentrating on my eyes lately. And so once I put a lip liner on, it's kind of a lot, you know, but it's like, if you really want, especially if you're being photographed, you want everything to show up in this like really pretty, like full looking way. This is gonna build the most beautiful illusion of plumper lips. It's like a lip contour for me, and it's so beautifully blendable. And Carissa wears it all over. Like, she'll wear it just as like a matte lip. Ugh, absolutely gorgeous. So that would definitely be part of my repurchase. And then this is a placeholder because my other one's empty, and it's like in my empties right now. I finished a lip gloss, y'all. I'm so pumped. I finished the Victoria Beckham Bikini lip gloss, and I need another one because it's my favorite lip gloss, but I'm wearing this one today, and it's why I pulled it out, but this is just the clear one. This is just the shade, what's it called? I don't know. The thing fell off the bottom, but it's a clever word for clear. This is the best lip gloss. It's the best lip gloss, okay? 2 out of 2 scientists agree that this is the best lip gloss, and those 2 scientists are me and Tom. So we are not scientists, but we do agree, so it's mostly true. Either way, this is the best lip gloss. It doesn't ever do the white ring of death, where you get that weird, you know, you've been talking too long. Pat McGrath does it. The Glossier one does it. A lot of them do it. A lot of them do it. I don't know what it is, but this one doesn't. It like, I've been wearing it the whole video. I don't have any white ring of death, you know? Again, it's something that breaks the spell of like the sexiness of a really plush, gorgeous, clear lip gloss that's giving the fantasy, you know? Of just that nice, like smoothed, syrupy, just, it's so beautiful when it works, right? There's no plumping to this, there's no scent, there's no nothing. There's nothing active about it. It's just beautiful. And I love the clear, I do, but bikini is the most perfect, cool, light nude that like just adds this milky perfection to my lips. And then there's Poolside, which is gonna do the same thing for darker lips. And like, they just did the thing, okay? It's really, really good. The formula is outstanding, and Bikini is an absolute standout winner. And for finishing spray, it would be an easy choice for me. I would go with Fix Plus from MAC. I know I've been using the Fix Plus Magic Radiance a lot lately, but it's just because that's what I have. I like it, and my skin's really dry, and so I'm like, you know, maxing out my opportunity to use it. But I would say there's like only a small slice of the year where Fix Plus Magic Radiance is ideal for me. A lot of times it can get like too glowy, whereas I feel like if I just wanted it to be glowier, I could just keep going with the regular Fix Plus. So I did end up buying 4 of these recently. I was completely out and working through what I had. I went ahead and bought 4 because they had it half off during Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I'm never looking back. It's just a fantastic product, and the smell makes me nostalgic. It would just be such a no-brainer, you know? So that would be the way that I would close it out. Now, like, can I promise that this would be where it would all end? No, because I would probably be at each store and be like, well, I mean, while I'm here, you know? No, Khaki, that's not the thought experiment. So yeah, let's total it up real quick, the actual like price of everything. Look, I never said I was a cheap date, okay? I have standards. $810. That's so much money. But you know what? I'm worth it. So this actually reminds me a lot of, like, I'll watch Trixie Mattel a lot, and he'll talk about how he had like lost all his makeup and had to go buy it all again at like the drugstore in the UK or something, and do a full face of that, which is again a fantastic thought experiment. And that's how this feels right now, you know, because he's like, I don't want to go drop $1,000 on a bunch of new stuff just because I left my stuff at home, kind of thing. But you know, still needed to like actually get into drag, not going for like, you know, mascara, chapstick, Twitter. So anyway, yeah, $810 later. I would like y'all to do the same thought experiment, total it up, and let me know how much it would be for you to go and buy, like if everything was wiped out and you're gonna go buy your ideal face of makeup that's gonna give you the most versatility but also the most performance, and you're not gonna feel like you're cheating yourself by going and buying like something that's only gonna work in the short term and be annoying. Like, you know, keep in mind that you're gonna probably want to reinvest in the things that you love, and like tell me what it would cost you so that I don't feel so strange. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. This was just so fun for me, and I just love opportunities to be able to talk about the stuff that like truly, regardless of time and like, you know, how recent something was, like the things that I truly love. The things that I would recommend to anybody, you know, even if I was just like sitting across the table from them, kind of thing. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe while you are here. And I'll put a video up here that I think that you're going to enjoy. I love you all so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.